What if I told you that the man who built China's largest e-commerce empire was rejected from 30 jobs, including KFC? What if I told you he failed his college entrance exam twice and was told he was too ugly for certain positions? Yet today, Jack Ma's Alibaba has transformed how billions of people shop, communicate, and do business worldwide. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because I'm about to share the exact mindset shifts that took Jack Ma from complete failure to building one of the world's most valuable companies. Welcome back to Meets Wisdom, the channel where we dive deep into the minds of the world's most successful people to extract the golden nuggets that can transform your life. I'm your host, and today we're exploring the incredible journey of Jack Ma, the visionary founder of Alibaba.com, China's e-commerce giant that revolutionized online shopping for over 1 billion people. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because every week we bring you powerful insights from legends who've conquered their fields. And if you find value in today's content, smash that like button. It really helps us reach more people who need to hear these life-changing principles. The foundation of resilience. Let me start with a truth that will shake you. Jack Ma was rejected from Harvard University 10 times. 10 times! Most people would give up after the second or third rejection, but not Jack Ma. He understood something that 99% of people miss entirely. Comment below with the word persistence if you've ever been rejected from something you really wanted. Jack Ma once said, "If you don't give up, you still have a chance. Giving up is the greatest failure." This wasn't just motivational speak, this was his lived reality. When KFC came to China, 24 people applied for jobs. 23 were accepted. Jack Ma was the only one rejected. The police force rejected him. Teaching positions rejected him initially. But here's what separated Jack Ma from everyone else. He didn't take rejection personally. He took it as information. Every no was simply redirecting him toward his true calling. While others saw failure, Jack Ma saw preparation. The power of vision over current reality. In 1995, when most people in China had never heard of the internet, Jack Ma encountered his first computer in the United States. He typed China into a search engine and found almost nothing. At that moment, most people would have thought, well, China isn't ready for the internet. Jack Ma thought the opposite. China needs the internet. This is the difference between ordinary thinking and extraordinary thinking. Ordinary people look at current reality and accept it. Extraordinary people look at current reality and ask, how can I change this? Drop vision in the comments if you can see opportunities where others see obstacles. When Jack Ma returned to China and started talking about the internet and e-commerce, people thought he was crazy. His own friends and family questioned his sanity. But Jack Ma understood a principle that every successful person must grasp. The biggest opportunities exist in the space between what is and what could be. He didn't wait for the perfect conditions. He didn't wait for everyone to understand the internet. He didn't wait for infrastructure to be perfect. He started with what he had and built toward what he envisioned, embracing failure as education. Here's where Jack Ma's story gets really interesting. His first 2 internet companies failed. Complete failures. But instead of seeing these as setbacks, Jack Ma treated them as the most expensive and valuable education he could have received. I failed 3 times in the college entrance exam. I applied to Harvard University 10 times and got rejected. When KFC came to my city, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only guy who wasn't accepted. But I learned something from each failure. If you've learned more from your failures than your successes, type education below. This mindset shift is everything. Most people run from failure. They hide from it, make excuses about it, or let it define their identity. Jack Ma ran toward failure because he understood that failure is just success in progress. Every failure was teaching him something essential about business, about people, about resilience. When Alibaba was struggling in its early days, Jack Ma told his team, "Today is cruel, tomorrow is crueler, but the day after tomorrow is beautiful. But most people die tomorrow evening." This wasn't pessimism. This was realistic optimism. He acknowledged the struggle while keeping his eyes on the eventual breakthrough. The customer-first philosophy. While most entrepreneurs focus on making money first, Jack Ma flipped this completely. His philosophy was simple but revolutionary. Customers first, employees second, shareholders third. This wasn't just corporate speak. This was a fundamental business philosophy that guided every decision at Alibaba. When you put customers first, everything else follows. Happy customers create sustainable businesses. Sustainable businesses create happy employees. Happy employees create value for shareholders. Comment customers. If you believe serving others is the fastest path to success, Jack Ma understood that in the internet age, trust becomes the most valuable currency. E-commerce only works when people trust you with their money and personal information. By obsessing over customer experience, Alibaba built something more valuable than technology. They built trust at scale. This is a lesson every entrepreneur, employee, and leader needs to understand. Your success is always a byproduct of how well you serve others. The more value you create for other people, the more value flows back to you. The art of thinking differently. If everybody thinks the same way, then no value is created. This quote from Jack Ma reveals one of his most powerful success principles: the courage to think differently when everyone else is following the crowd. When everyone said e-commerce wouldn't work in China because people didn't have credit cards or trust online payments, Jack Ma created Alipay. When everyone said small businesses couldn't compete globally, Jack Ma built a platform that connected millions of small Chinese manufacturers with buyers worldwide. Type different if you're ready to stop following the crowd and start leading. The lesson here isn't just about being different for the sake of being different. It's about having the intellectual courage to question assumptions that everyone else accepts as truth. Jack Ma constantly asked, "What if everyone is wrong? What if there's a better way?" This kind of thinking requires two things. First, the humility to admit you might be wrong, and second, the courage to be wrong publicly while you figure out what's right. Building teams that change the world. Jack Ma has always said, "My job is to make sure our best people don't leave, and our worst people do leave." But more importantly, he understood that great leaders don't build followers, they build other leaders. From the very beginning, Jack Ma focused on finding people who were smarter than him in specific areas. He wasn't threatened by their expertise, he was energized by it. He created an environment where brilliant people could do their best work. Comment teamwork if you know success is always a team sport. If we are a good team and know what we want to do, one of us can defeat 10 of them, Jack Ma often said. This wasn't about competition with others. This was about the multiplication effect of aligned, talented people working toward a common vision. The key insight here is that your success is limited by your ability to attract, develop, and retain great people. Everything else, strategy, funding, technology, is secondary to having the right people in the right positions. The long-term mindset. In a world obsessed with quick results, Jack Ma played an entirely different game. He was building for decades, not quarters. "We don't make money from our customers. We make money for our customers," he said. Understanding that sustainable success comes from creating lasting value. When Alibaba went public in 2014, it was the largest IPO in history at that time. But this wasn't an overnight success. It was 15 years in the making. Jack Ma and his team had planted seeds in 1999 that didn't fully bloom until 2014. If you're committed to playing the long game, drop long-term in the comments. This long-term thinking allowed Jack Ma to make decisions that seemed crazy in the short term, but were brilliant in the long term. While competitors focused on immediate profits, Alibaba focused on building infrastructure, relationships, and trust that would pay dividends for decades. So what can you take from Jack Ma's incredible journey? First, embrace rejection and failure as your greatest teachers. Second, develop a vision so clear that current obstacles become irrelevant. Third, put serving others at the center of everything you do. Fourth, have the courage to think differently when everyone else follows the crowd. Fifth, build and invest in great teams. And finally, play the long game. Here's my challenge for you. Comment below with one specific action you're going to take this week based on Jack Ma's wisdom. And tell me which principle resonated most with you. Was it persistence, vision, education, customers, different, teamwork, or long-term? If this video added value to your life, smash that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear these principles. Subscribe to Meets Wisdom for more deep dives into the minds of the world's most successful people, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest uploads. Remember, success isn't about where you start. It's about how you think, how you persist, and how you serve others along the way. Jack Ma proved that with the right mindset, even the most unlikely person can build something that changes the world. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep building the life you truly want.